फिर मैं ढूंढी ने तुझे दुनिया में पर मेरी जान तू तो यही है कितने राह देखी कितने साल गए तारों में उलझता मगर पर मेरा चांद तू ही है.
Wow.
Yay!
Amazing.
What do you think of my Hindi, guys?
That was really nice. I was trying to read the lyrics, but
No cheating.
you were really good. That was really
Thank
nice.
you so much.
Yeah.
So, I'm so excited to be here with you today.
So are we.
I've travelled far and many across many seas to finally meet the iconic duo that all of Mumbai raves about.
Wow.
Tell me, what are your names? What do they call you?
So my name is Garvit Soni.
And I'm Priyansh Srivastav.
We are a duo called Garvit Priyansh. I'm Garvit, he's Priyansh.
Okay. Simple, I like it. Well, just so you know, I'm already a fan, so you have one more in the fan base.
Thank you so much.
That
We are
means
glad
a lot,
that you came from so many seas.
And I was already, when I was in Europe and I was excited to meet you, I was showing your music to everyone, like the Uber drivers, my friends, like everyone. I was like, listen to their music. Don't you feel the emotion?
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So I'm really happy that you're here.
Yeah.
And to start the Annabelization podcast, which is where we are today in
Chalo.
Mumbai.
Let's
Chalo.
start.
We say chalo, which means let's go in Hindi.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do a little... because every episode I have a ukulele in the studio because that means we're going to have a good time.
That's great.
100%.
Let's go.
Let's start.
So, how do I begin? Please tell me a little bit about your musical background. How did you start singing? How did you get into it? And then how did you meet? I'd love to hear that.
Okay. So I started learning Indian classical music since I was, I think, 10 or 11 years old. When I was in 5th or 6th standard, I started learning it properly. And when I was in the 11th standard, I, decided that I want to be in this field only.
Yeah,
full time. And then I started learning more, like properly, Indian classical music. And then for 2 years, I learned from my Guruji in Udaipur. I'm from Udaipur, Rajasthan. So I learned Indian classical music there for 2 years. And then I did my diploma in Indian classical music only. And then I did my master's also in Mumbai University.
Mumbai, yeah.
Yes.
And so Indian classical music, so I'm from France, so I think classical music, it's not the same, right? Than the Indian classical music. How is it different?
So I would say that Indian classical music is very different from Western classical music, right? Western classical music, so it's different because of the way it's presented, the feel it has, the amalgamations or the combinations of the notes that we have.
The styles.
Yeah.
Everything is different from the Indian style of singing. Yeah.
And Western classical music, I know very little about it, but what I know is that it revolves around reading the notes, right? You need to know what the notes are, how they're written down, how you read them. In Indian classical music, it's all about what you know about those notes, how you can, make your combinations of them. Different ragas are there that have different permutations or combination of those 7 notes that we have in music.
Okay,
and
what is a raga?
So, as you have these 7 notes in Western music, right? Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, right?
Yeah.
So, in Indian music, we have sa, re, ga, ma, pa, dha, ni, sa. Sa, re, ga, ma, pa, dha, ni are 7 notes. And then there are different, like, as we have A flat or something, C, D, A, F, G, A, B, C, right? So, we have like C sharp or D sharp or like D flat or something like that. We have different notes in Indian music also. So, all the combinations and permutations of these 7 notes or more notes, they make ragas.
Okay.
And there are a lot of songs composed in these ragas. So it's like that.
So, I mean, I forgot to tell you that I just came from an Indian wedding and I'm on like 3 hours of sleep. So I'm like, raga, like, so cool. You're already blowing my mind with this completely different way of thinking of music with new notes, and I feel like I need to study this way now. It sounds so much more fun because it sounds like there's much more improvising, right? Like
there is improvisation in it, but no doubt there is improvisation in Western classical music also.
Yeah, but like you were saying, it is a bit more like you have to read the notes and that's it.
That's what I know about it.
Yeah, no, you're right. So very interesting. So you studied that, and then
Yes.
what about you?
So I also learned Indian classical music when I was in school. I started learning when I was around 6 years old, and then I learned for 10 years.
Yeah. Okay.
And my mother plays a big role in that because she forced me to learn Indian classical music. I have 3 degrees. One is a junior diploma, senior diploma, and a bachelor's in Indian classical music. And yeah, so after like I did my bachelor's, I went to Germany for college, and so I kind of lost touch with my Indian music. And
okay.
but I found him on Instagram. We met on Instagram, and I saw a reel of his.
No way.
Yeah, I really liked it, and then I just texted him that we should just record a song together. So we recorded a cover song, a Bollywood song, and it did really well.
Yeah.
And then we made our debut, like first original song together. It was called Savare. And
What does that mean?
Savare means it has a lot of meanings.
Oh. So what
Savare
is
means
your
a lover,
meaning?
a lover or someone who's with you,
Okay.
like someone who you're searching for. Like it's an eternal lover kind of a
Okay.
word, right? Yeah. So we recorded our first song together, and we were in 2 different countries when we made that song.
Wow.
Yeah.
All
Impressive.
through Zoom meetings and all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Without having even met each other.
Yeah.
We
That's
met after
lovely.
working together for 8-9 months.
Yeah.
Oh.
So yeah, that was a yeah.
That's like really sweet.
Yes.
That you're kind of each other's savra in a
Oh,
way.
wow.
You could say that.
Wow.
You could say
Wow. Sahi
Using
pakade
the
hain.
Hindi like.
that was very nice. So
Yeah.
Got it.
yeah, so we just had similar goals. Everything was really nice. So we decided on working together as a duo. So now we've been working together as a duo for more than 2.5 years now.
Okay.
So yeah, Garvit Priyansh. That's what we got.
Yeah, and I'm so happy that you're both here. It's really cool to have 2 really talented people at the same time in the studio. So
Not 2 actually.
3.
3.
We have heard you sing.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. But I actually wanted to ask a little bit more about. So you went to Germany
Yeah.
for not music. That was
Mhm.
another path.
Yeah, I was studying mechanical engineering there.
Oh, okay.
And
So you speak German.
Ein bisschen, yeah. Like not a lot. I
Very
wouldn't
impressive.
say
More
Yeah.
than me.
that. Maybe I don't know. But then yeah, so I was studying my engineering there, but then I realized that I really wanted to do music.
Okay.
That is what makes me happy.
But when did you realize that? In Germany?
Yeah. So I during COVID 2020, I
yeah.
started making my own songs and I
Okay.
started releasing them, and I really enjoyed doing that. And while my course was near completion, I met him also, and we made a couple of songs, and they did well. And then he was also moving to Mumbai, and that's when I decided I
Okay.
also want to move to Mumbai after Germany, like completing my course.
Yeah.
And yeah, we just did that, and then we've been making music together since then.
It's funny that you started in COVID again. So
Yeah.
I also started in COVID, but I started
Oh.
with the ukulele,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
learning it. And also reconnecting with music because I had disconnected for years as well. So
Yeah.
interesting.
I feel the year 2020 was a great year for people to, kind of learn new skills and all, like a lot of other things.
Mhm.
It was a very sad thing for a lot of people, but then honestly, I'd say it was a very good year for me because I did a lot of things I would have never done if that year was not there.
Yeah.
So
And so you're both singers, right? I've heard you sing together. I mean, you have
Yes,
great
yes, yes.
voices. So you also get the voice training in the classical music
Yes,
program
yes.
you did.
Yes.
so it's not a program, I'd say. It's more of like so in India, there are different ways to learn music, right? One of the most prominent ways that you go to a guru or a teacher and you practice with them.
Okay.
They teach you how to sing, what to sing, all those
The
notes and
technicalities,
ragas.
the skills,
Yeah.
Mm.
the bass,
Yeah.
they teach you that.
Okay.
And then you sing with them. So it's not a proper course. You can also choose to not give exams and just keep learning over the years and keep practicing with them.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But
It adds up. Just the
Yeah.
exams and all. yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
And so, and is this, you know how in Bollywood style, like you have this way of singing that's really different to in Europe where you do these modulations with your
Yeah,
voice?
yeah,
I've
yeah.
noticed. I don't think I can do it.
So that's the difference between I feel that's the difference between Western and Indian music.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is where the Indianness comes.
Yeah.
The Indian the
Yes.
spice.
Yeah.
The spice.
The spice,
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
So
yeah.
So this is also a part of our training, I'd say.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
going to
So
ask
when
because
we-
you have to learn how to do that.
Yes. So
Yeah.
it comes with practice.
Mm-hmm.
You got to do. You got to practice for a lot of years for that flow to come in your.
You think I could do
throat.
it?
Definitely.
If I
Yeah.
practice?
Definitely.
Okay.
I think
It's
anyone can do it if they
inspiring.
practice consistently.
Yeah, practicing, and the most important thing is finding a guru that
Teaches you.
resonates with you also.
Yes.
Okay, so you came together, you created your duo, and I wanted to ask, so you both love music and you both decided, okay, this is what I want to do now.
Yeah.
How has your relationship with music changed since now you do it together?
So I think
Nice question.
so initially when we used to make music, we used to just make whatever we liked, right? We still do that, but now that we're working in the industry, right, working with a lot of people, there's a lot of feedback that we get. So because of that, also there are a lot of factors that kind of affect our music, right? We're also signed with a label, and that also kind of affects what kind of music we release with them and what.
I
kind of
think
music.
it doesn't affects, it adds up.
Huh.
Like it is always different to know the perspective of the label or the other person, that like how people want the song from us. So we try to we first liked making our own melodies and everything of our own, but now labels giving some
Inputs or feedback.
inputs or feedbacks. So now we try to indulge that or incorporate that thing in our melodies, and then try to make songs
Yeah.
like in their favor also and in our favor also. So,
Yeah.
So our relationship with music, I'd say, was always that it used to make us happy. That's why we used to do it,
yeah.
and it still makes us happy. That's why we're still doing it, and I think we will keep doing it because it gives us that happiness.
It is just that the people's perspective is like they want something commercial. Yeah.
Commercial,
So
yeah.
In the end-
more of commercial.
Yeah,
Right.
I feel
So
Can I ask something? So
Yeah.
commercial here in this, we're in Mumbai, right? So
Yeah.
it's the capital of Bollywood.
yeah.
What does commercial music here mean? Because it must be different commercial here in Mumbai than
Yeah.
commercial in Paris or in Los Angeles.
Definitely. I would say so. What happens is that eventually or in the end, it's a business for the people in the industry, right? People are making money through it.
Yeah.
So what commercial means in India is that it reaches to a wider audience or a bigger audience all across the country, right? So there's different types of. So I'll say there's a clear difference between Bollywood music and independent music,
yeah.
and it's also about the sound that you use, the compositions that are there. There's some flows that are there. So commercial really depends on what the label wants or what people want, but it should reach a wider audience is what it means. And in India, it's mostly either if you make music in Hindi, or if you go to South India and you make songs in their regional language.
Yeah.
That's how it could be said that it's more commercial.
Okay.
Yeah.
And does your label give you like certain themes that you have to follow in your songwriting?
Sometimes and sometimes not. Sometimes we are free to make anything, and then we send them that how is it sounding. If
Yeah.
it sounds good, then they just give a go ahead, or then they will give some inputs that you can make some changes or do something like that. And
A lot of times there are references that are given. For example,
Yeah.
there's a song that has become famous over time. So they give you that reference and they want you to create something in that direction.
yeah.
Oh.
That isn't a copy of that song, obviously, but
Okay.
maybe, for example, so a couple of days ago, so we have a band, and now Garvit Priyansh are a band only. It's like we have 4 more people in our band, right?
Yeah.
So as we are signed with the label also, we're trying to create a brand that shows that we are a band. We're not just 2 people who are singing, right? So all the songs that we're making now, we're kind of dwelling into the rock side, or
Okay.
dwelling into the side where we have all our band members involved in it.
Yeah.
So recently only we were sent a reference of another band that used to play in 2017 or 18. They're not together anymore. But like the songs were really hit back then. So that was a reference for what kind of music we could make if you want to show the whole band, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we
So it
ended
is
up.
just, sometimes it is
Yeah.
just about the song. So like they're like make one song like this. So there is a reference.
Yeah.
So
Is there a
now we
specific
started-
Indian reference, like song that they
Yeah.
it was such a big hit, so then they always ask you to find a bit of a variation?
Yeah. So
A
there
little
are-
bit, yes.
Yeah.
What is it?
So I mean, there was a band called the Local Train, and multiple songs from them.
Local Train.
Local
Yeah.
Train.
Okay.
It's a band's name.
Pretty
Okay.
interesting band.
Yeah?
You really like
I
them.
have to interview them as well.
Yeah, you could definitely hit them up. They're not together anymore.
Oh,
But I
Okay.
mean, yeah,
well, you know, they didn't meet on Instagram.
yeah,
They don't have that bond that you guys have.
definitely.
Okay, so local
Yeah.
train is a bit
Yeah.
like a big reference
Yeah.
here.
In
Okay.
India for a band, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Super cool.
Hmm.
All right. So I'm learning because I didn't realize you were trying to be more of a band now, and that you were, because I thought you were a duo and.
Yeah.
Okay.
We are a duo, but we are building our
You're
building us
changing.
as a band as
You're
well.
growing.
Yeah.
Okay. I would love to ask you a little bit more, like, so, you know, I've come from Europe. It's so different there. The influences, the inspirations, and I want to know the fact that you're, you know, from India. You've got all this influence with the Bollywood music, and there's just such a different culture here. And I realize this even more now that I've had a few days here.
Yes, definitely.
How would you say that your Indian culture actually shapes you as an artist and your songwriting style?
I think it shapes us in a very. I think we are very rooted with what we have learned.
Mhm.
So with our places also, where we are from, where we come from. So
So I'll give you an example. I used to sing a lot of Western songs, I'd say, English songs.
Yeah.
Right. But obviously, so wherever we come from, but like because we've learned Indian classical music, even when I used to sing in English, that that modulation
Indianness.
and thing that you said, the Indianness used to come
Yeah.
in while
the
singing.
spice.
The spice used to come even while singing English
of course,
songs,
of
right?
course.
And that did not really sound that good. I thought I was singing really well, but then when I used to record myself and listen to it, I used to be like, what am I doing?
Okay.
It's not. I'm just not doing it right. So I think it has shaped us in a way that we know what is right and what is wrong.
Exactly. So
For us.
when it is necessary, we have learned this, like while growing, ki it is not necessary to do all the modulations and everything every time
Mm-hmm.
in a song or in making music.
Yeah.
So,
Also, I'll give you an example. I won't take the name, but there was a friend we were working with, and he wanted to record an English song, and we produced it for her. We composed it for him. Sorry, and
Good. Confuse the
Yeah.
audience. Him, her, who knows?
so yeah, and he recorded the vocals and sent it to us, and
Yeah.
it was really bad.
Why?
Cause I mean,
because the pronunciation, there was basically Indianness in terms of language, in terms of pronunciations, in terms of
Yeah.
everything.
I'm learning this new term,
The-
Indian.
Yes,
Indianness,
the
yes.
modulations and
Yeah.
everything.
so
So that was not matching with the English thing.
that was not matching with our vibe, I'd say.
Yeah.
Okay.
And vibe is very important when it comes to music. You need to feel what you're doing, right?
Exactly. And I
So-
do feel what you guys do, even without understanding the lyrics. But so you feel like all this upbringing you had and the classical education you had, how has that like contributed to your vibe of your duo today? Because I know that your label is kind of guiding you in some
Yeah,
ways,
yeah,
but then there's
100%.
this whole aspect where it's you, right? It's your songs and your whatever you're giving to the audience.
I think that music is something that gives so much happiness to us. And while we make music, while we make something that is very Indian or very Indian classical, we feel so good about that.
Yeah.
Wow, what a song and all. We love that thing. But of course, not just that. We make music and we love that because we just put our hearts
In every song.
in everything that we do. But yeah, when we are very particular about about making an Indian song, basically a proper classical song. So we
Mm.
So we have made a lot of tracks that are both classical and
some are classical, some are semi-classical,
some are
some are like very simple.
yeah.
So there are a lot of genres that we have explored. But yeah, we love actually making music. That it has a lot of impact on our lives.
Definitely,
we
and
could
I
say.
think we connected a lot because we both had learned in classical music,
Yeah.
right? and because of that we were able to have that conversation even when we're composing today, and we have a we're composing and we have a conversation about what notes to put or
And what not to
notes
put, what-
not to put. So that's easier to explain, and he does most of the explaining to me because he is more experienced, I'd say. But then
Not experience, I would say. We are growing together.
You
is
guys are
what
so
I
cute.
say.
Like the support.
yeah,
you're not better than
100%,
me.
100%. But
No,
that's
it is
what
the balance
helps
is
us.
what I feel. It
Yeah.
is the balance. And it will always be the balance only. But yeah,
Yeah, you
here and there.
You
keeps
seem to
going
be
on.
a duo that really complements each other, and this heartfeltness that you put yourself in every song. Do you think that is also it has been shaped by the fact that you're from India and like, or do you think that's just because you guys are passionate?
I think it's both.
It is
Yeah.
both, and it should be both, I think. And if you're not passionate enough, then
I think it's not about being from India, it's about being
Yeah.
surrounded by people who
yeah,
you love
Yeah, exactly.
and who love you.
Okay,
So all that love just comes from
that's
everywhere.
really nice
Yeah.
to say that. Yeah.
So even if like you're French, right?
It
If you
really
go to France
matters.
and you meet people around you who love you and are talking in your language and you're able to, explain whatever you're doing to them in a
Yeah.
proper way. So you get more love. You're able to put that love in your songs.
I really like that. That's
yeah,
really
yeah.
nice. So I feel like we've been like building up to this moment the
Yeah.
whole episode.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I just can't wait to hear you live now. If you
Yeah.
wouldn't mind singing
Definitely,
us one of
definitely.
those songs.
So I
100%.
want to ask you, what songs of ours have you heard? Have you heard any
Ooh,
songs?
so I've listened to almost all. Like I downloaded all the Spotify songs and I
Wow.
listened.
Oh, wow.
But my two favorite is the one you're gonna sing to me now and the Tu Asma.
Oh wow.
Tu Asma,
Yeah,
wow.
with the piano. I really like that
Oh,
one.
thank you so much.
We really love that song.
Yeah, I
But-
love it as well.
So this one, the one we're going to sing today is Mere Ranjana.
We're
Right.
gonna sing
And-
some.
So
lines of
what
it,
does
yeah.
that mean? Can you say the title a bit slowly?
Sure. So the song is called Mere Ranjana.
Mere Ranjana.
Yeah, Ranjana is someone who you love and someone who you just love passionately. So yeah, Mere Ranjana is my lover, like someone who I love very passionately, I'd say. And so what we're a duo, right? And we kind of, so I write, he produces, we both compose, we both sing. And for this song, we have a very good story behind it. So
Do you want to tell me after?
Yeah, let's
I
do
can't
that.
wait to hear it.
Yeah,
I'm
sure,
sorry.
sure.
Just
Let's do
play.
that after the song. Sorry. अंतरा की पहला.
Antara.
मेरी सांसें थम ना पाए, वो यादें फिर लौट आए.
तुम्हारी वो बातें क्यों अब हम ना भूल पाए, क्यों ना मिली कोई वजह मुझे दूर तुमने जो किया.
मिले थे उस दफा फिर क्यों ना कह सका, मेरे माहिया मेरे रांझना तू रुक जरा मेरे पास आ, ये दिल तुझे ही ढूंढता मेरे पास आ.
मेरे माहिया मेरे रांझना तू रुक जरा मेरे पास आ, ये दिल तुझे ही ढूंढता मेरे पास आ. So this is Mere Ranjana by Garvit Priyansh.
Wow.
That was me.
I didn't want it to end. It was so beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And it's even nicer to do it live like this.
Definitely.
really
I
love
think
it.
I think you should definitely come to one of our live shows. I
Yeah.
know right now you're in India and
When
we're-
is the next one? Do you know?
So we're not sure yet. We have a couple of things planned, but we're not sure when is the next
Okay.
show. So I would have definitely invited you to our next gig if it was somewhere in the next week or something. But
Yeah. Well, I'll make sure to share in the description of the podcast this song, like
Yes.
the Spotify link, and
100%.
then if you, by then you know the date of your concert, I'll also put it.
Definitely,
Yes.
definitely.
Okay, so so dreamy. I cheated before the episode. I looked up. I translated the song because I really wanted to know what it meant.
Yeah.
But when I first listened to it, I didn't know, and but I was so moved by the emotion that you put in it, both of you. So,
Thank you.
what is this emotion about?
So I'll tell you the story and the emotion. So whatever I write, mostly I write it like whatever I write based on my personal experiences, right? And this song talks about how you are really in love with someone, but then you guys break up and go your separate ways because of whatever reasons. And but after some time, when you feel like you've moved on, you meet them again, and that's when you don't realize what you want to do. If you want to go say hi, if you don't want to see them, so it's about that, and how they still look that beautiful, they still look amazing, and you don't know if you should go say hi. And when you are not able to go say hi, that's when the chorus comes. That this is what is going in my head. That mere mahiya, mere ranjana, tu ruk zara mere paas aa, ye dil tujhe dhoondta mere paas aa. That means that just stop, come back to me. I'm still looking for you. I still love you. Just please come back to me. But the entire song is about how you cannot go and say that to her.
Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah.
I love that. That's
So-
it. So you're kind of saying what your internal mind thinks,
Yeah.
but you can't really
You
say
can't
it.
go
Yeah.
because you guys have gone your separate ways, right?
Yeah.
It's not easy to just go and say all of that stuff again.
I
So-
really like that. So that was kind of your message. So you did you also have a person that you wish that you were saying that to?
I felt his lyrics and I sang.
Yeah. So the funny
Very
story
politically
was,
correct.
so the funny story was that we were just sitting in the studio at 2 a.m. and we were about to wrap up and go to sleep, but then I just started playing this. He just started playing these two chords like this, and I just randomly sang the first two lines, and then we both liked
We
it
ended
so
up,
much
we ended up making the whole song.
in just 4-5 hours, and then we
Wow.
slept at 7 a.m. after finishing the entire
Classic.
song. Yeah. And we loved every bit of it. We were so sleepy by the end of it, like around 8 a.m.
Yeah.
But then we were listening to the song on repeat.
Yeah.
The lyrics were there, the composition was there, the production was done. We had recorded the guitars that night also.
So we were done completing the song at 8 and then we slept
Yeah.
probably.
So
Yeah.
that was amazing.
That's so. I love the story.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
So, yeah.
Really, really together you create a song like that. It's
Yeah.
great.
That's what we love about ourselves, that so even like a couple of days before, when we got that band reference that about the local train, we started working at around 1 a.m. and then we slept around 8 or 9 a.m.
Yeah.
because we wanted to just finish that song, and we love that song,
Yeah.
and hopefully it'll be out soon.
Okay, I can't
Yeah.
wait.
Yeah, even
I'll
we
also
can't wait.
share that.
Definitely.
You kind of have an ambassador now. Like wherever I go in the world, I'm not really sure yet.
Oh,
I'll be promoting you guys.
100%.
That means
Thank
a
you
lot.
so much. That means a lot.
Thank you
I
so
mean
much.
it. Like I love it.
Thank you so
I've
much.
been listening to you on repeat,
Thank you so much.
Thank you
so
so much.
I almost felt like I could sing that song with you.
I think
Wow,
you can.
We can try.
I think we can try.
Trio,
can try.
not right now though.
Oh.
Come on, I already sang in Hindi earlier. That was
Oh.
enough embarrassment for me.
No, but that was really nice.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I want to ask you one more question or two more questions before we
Yes,
wrap up.
please, please.
About what does this songwriting and producing together, like what does it do in your life, like personal life? Is it a tool to get stuff off your chest? Is it random stories? You say you write about what happens to you, but what does it actually do to you when you create this song together, you produce it, and then you release it and people start singing it?
I think making songs is the best feeling in the world for us. And it is even best when we are on the stage performing it.
Yeah.
We did our India tour and it was the bestest experience I have ever had in my life. And I think I am never going to forget it.
Yeah. I can just feel
Yeah.
feel it.
Yeah. And so I feel, so even when you're not having a very productive day, and we go in the studio and we make something, it just flips. We have the most productive day then.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
And the mood just changes if if we just hit a note, if we just if he picks up the guitar, or if I start playing piano, start producing, start writing, and it is just the process. If just one step, one thing we start doing, and then we end up completing the whole song, maybe, or we end up completing everything, maybe.
And it is a way to let our feelings out, I'd say, because when I write and we compose, we try to feel every melody that we're making, right?
Yeah.
And when that happens, so even if we're not going through a breakup and we're making a sad song, we feel it. I don't know how.
Yeah.
So I think,
But actually, we feel it just because of the experiences that we have had in our lives, or we are having in our lives. So it is about that.
yeah, and we're both very emotional, I'd say. So that is a very important factor also.
And
that's
actually, when it comes to music, we are damn emotional. If it is good, if we like it, we end up crying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's really sweet.
yeah.
I love that. You're making me want to have like another be in a duo like you two.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think it definitely helps.
Yeah.
And it just elevates your experience as a musician.
The experience, the energy, it elevates everything. Everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you feel like music is even nicer when you co-create.
Yeah. The second perspective is something that we come to know. Yeah.
Definitely. So there's a lot of times when we have disagreements also.
Yeah.
But that's always constructive disagreement. That we both know we're working for the betterment of the song.
Yeah. We know the goal. So we agree to disagree also sometimes.
Yeah, a lot of times I'd say. But
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like a pretty functioning duo, and
Touch word, yeah.
I'm looking forward to hearing you live,
100%.
whether it be in India or in Europe. Because, I mean, you have been in Europe, haven't you? Touring, maybe?
No,
Not yet.
So I have lived in Europe for 3.5 years.
Yeah.
But we've never gone there to perform.
Toured there, yeah.
We will very soon,
Of
hopefully.
course you will. You have to
Yeah.
let me know.
Yeah,
100%.
definitely.
We'll call you in India, no problem.
Okay, and just to wrap it up,
Yes.
I have one more question for you. So you told me about how music is a tool for you and how you use it together. And what about your fans? Like, what sort of relationship do you have with them, and how do they relate to your music?
We can talk about Savare, how people relate to
So,
the first song that we
yeah.
made together. So for some people it is like a song for a lover. For some people it is very spiritual.
A song for God.
Yeah, a song for God. They are like, people used to tell him, ki, you have written this song for Lord Krishna.
Yeah, oh my God.
And so people relate to the songs in different ways, right?
Yeah.
And so I feel, I'll give you an example of our India tour. All the cities, like 3 cities we did, Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore. People were crying.
People were crying.
We were crying on this stage. While
Yeah.
singing. People were crying.
So
And-
there were 13 songs in our list, and we were so shocked that people who were there, they were singing all of them.
Oh.
Every line they were singing with us, and they were shouting, they were crying, they were just hugging each other. I was
It was like, how loud we are, it doesn't matter. They are gonna be loud then.
louder than us.
that.
Yes.
That's amazing.
So I wouldn't say that we are very active on social media or we are very active for our fans, but I'd say that we have a connection with them,
Yeah.
and we try to reply to all the DMs. We try to speak to as many people as we can,
Yeah.
and
But to me, it does, discovering this side of culture of India
Yeah.
that I had no idea before coming, it does feel like the fact how your audience interacts with you, that they cry with you, that they know the songs with you.
yeah.
It does sound also like a cultural influence, because it's in India. Like in some countries, you just don't have that.
Maybe, but it's also
And
because
Switzerland. Like I've sang
No, but-
very
but-
sad songs and no one cried for me.
no, but I also feel. So when someone knows the lyrics, right,
Yeah.
they know it because they've related it to it enough
Exactly.
to remember the lyrics, right?
Yeah. And related it basically they relate their own lives with the lyrics.
Yeah.
Like how we make music is different, but how they listen to it is also different. Yeah, so
True.
it is about their lives. They relate to the lyrics maybe, or
So
the
Tu Asma,
melody.
the song, right, the one you like, it's not a love song. Tu
Yeah.
Asma is a song that talks about motivating people.
Yeah,
It talks about just letting go
Just
of everything and just
trying,
doing, just
yeah.
trying, just keep going.
trying hard. to
And
keep
we've
going.
gotten so many messages about it that, you know, so in Mumbai, I'd say there are so many people who come here from different places to become actors, musicians, and to come into the artist field, right?
Yeah,
And I'd say a lot of them are not from very privileged backgrounds,
Mm-hmm.
and they struggle to get work, and they have to, you know, like, so they struggle to make a living initially or like for some years. But that song was something that gave them motivation and
to keep trying, to keep going.
keep going.
Mm-hmm.
And we got so many messages, and when we sang that song, people were just there thinking about all the struggle they've been through,
And
and
they-
then crying, and
yeah.
then that's why that song was so good for them also. So it meant something for them. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's a
I love it. I could talk to you for ages, but I think probably we should wrap up the episode because we should let the rest of your secrets and mysteries be found out by your future fans, the people who
Definitely.
listen to this podcast and then
yes.
who look you up and who fall in love with your voice just like I did.
thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much. Thank you so much.
And if you don't mind, do you mind if I sing a little bit of my song and maybe you guys can like sing with me or play with me?
We'd love that.
100%.
We'd love
Um,
that.
You can end this podcast by singing our own
Oh,
song,
great!
maybe.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, please do that.
Please do that.
And it's a song actually that I've been singing here in India, and I've been getting a lot of really good feedback
Oh,
for
wow.
it.
Oh, wow.
Well, ever since I've been singing here, people are super positive. So that's for me is also really refreshing.
So
Oh,
I
good.
think people in India have now become very positive towards new music.
Yeah.
Initially, they were only listening to Bollywood songs or like
Okay.
movie songs, but now they're very receptive and very open towards new music.
Cool.
So that's a great thing
Okay.
in today's generation. Yeah.
So I'm gonna
Please.
try. I'll try and play live also in Mumbai while I'm here.
Please.
So yeah, this song is called "Pin Me Down,"
Okay.
and I'll just do the beginning part, and yeah, you can whatever improvise however
So what's the
whatever
chords?
you feel. It's A, D,
Something?
Yeah.
G7. That's it. So it goes.
I wanna thank you for coming, visiting me across the 7 seas. I wanna thank you for caring, for taking some big chances. You see, I think we both knew we pushed our boundaries through and through. And you see, I think we both agreed you wouldn't fix me back to reality. But when you pin me down, it makes me groan. And when you pin me down, I'm ready to drown. And when you pin me down, it makes me groan. And when you pin me down, I'm ready to drown. Back to that safe little town.
You wanna try something? I'll just
think.
loop it.
I'm sorry. I think we can.
खामोशी में भी लगता है ना तू मेरा, दिन भी गैर लगते हैं रातें सुनहरा। कोई मुझे तू बता दे कैसी कमी है मुझ में, तू ही मेरा हमसफर है, तू ही मेरी दुआ।
Do you wanna try something?
I think
That was
I'm
awesome.
bad at lyrics. So.
Just whatever comes out of your heart.
But when you pin me down, it makes me groan. And when you pin me down, I'm ready to drown. And when you pin me down, it makes me groan. And when you safe little town.
Beautiful.
Yay!
This
I'm
is
so
beautiful.
happy.
So beautiful.
That was really, really nice.
Yeah,
I
I
love
was
that.
I sang gibberish. I don't know what lyrics I sang.
Well,
but,
it all sounds gibberish to me. I was like,
But then-
wow, look at him go.
that song was really nice. The
Thank
song.
you so much.
Yeah,
it was
yeah,
such
I
a
really like
pleasure to have met you finally,
Same here.
and even got to jam a little bit with you.
Wow.
And yeah, so we're gonna be promoting your music
Wow.
on the podcast episode. So
Yes. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
thank you for listening.
Yeah.